What happened in our store that resulted in the arrest of these two young men was reprehensible. Shouldn't have happened. And so my responsibility is to come here to Philadelphia. I've been here for the last several days to make sure I understand how this could have ever happened and then take appropriate action to ensure it never happens again.
All right, and part of that is a nationwide closure of all Starbucks stores on May 29th so they can have a sort of a racial awareness, sensitivity awareness training for all Starbucks stores. To the Black Sphere Executive Director, Kevin Jackson. Kevin, how do you think that's going to go?
Hey, I guess he couldn't handle waiting until Black History Month or Martin Luther King's birthday. I think it's a waste of time, Neil, and I think that this is one of these corporate, social justice awareness things that Starbucks is known for that is going to be a huge backfire. And I would tell most people, sell it short, because they've opened themselves up to a can of worms. Race pimps are going to converge on Starbucks.
So you think that bring awareness to this, sort of like going over backwards to say, hey, we're aware of this, we don't like this, would send just the opposite message from what you stated, that obviously the company cares about this enough that it shuts down all its stores for a day to pound home the point.
Yeah, it cares enough that it didn't take the roughly, I did a rough estimate, $20 million that it takes to shut down 8,000 stores. It's going to now take 175,000 employees to have to go through some silly training because one person made a mistake. Can you imagine having to do that every time something occurs if you're in a hotel, the hospitality industry or the restaurant business or whatever? Can you imagine having to do that every time somebody makes a mistake? Something that should be handled at the local level that could have easily been handled at the local level, and now it's at the level of the chairman of the brand, which is Howard Schultz, former CEO, and now Kevin Johnson, who's doing a mea culpa because a couple of guys felt aggrieved. Look, this is not a black issue. It's not a civil rights issue. This is a silly issue that happened between some, probably an overzealous manager of a store and a couple of guys who have a chip on their shoulder. And now we've got to discuss this as if America's in some sort of racial turmoil. What are they going to call this day, Neil, on May 29th? Is this going to be D. Ray McKesson Day? What black person is going to get to put his name behind this new day that is going to save save black people from Starbucks? By the way, in the Philadelphia Starbucks, a location where there are more black people than you can shake a stick at, and suddenly, and nobody's even talked about the other aspects of this. How many other blacks were in the restaurant that Starbucks were serving? How many blacks does Starbucks serve on a routine day throughout this country? Thousands, if not millions. But now suddenly we've got a racial issue. It's ridiculous.
How do you feel as an African American the way these gentlemen were treated? I mean, because it's become instantly a racial event.
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm black. I'm an American who happens to be black, and I'm not an African American. But how do I feel about this? I feel that if these guys were wronged, that what they could have done is the same thing I did when it happened to me at a chain, a very nice upscale chain where I took some sunglasses back and the lady looked at me like I had two heads and appeared to be accusing me of trying to bring something back that I hadn't purchased, what I had a receipt for. And I called the district manager, and he says, Kevin, it does happen. We've had this mistake before. She probably wasn't aware of it. He said, take it back. I'll call her. And I got my refund. That's what happened. And you know what? Nobody knows about it because it doesn't matter. And I'm not telling who the chain was, even though it's one of my favorite stores, even though they handled it correctly. But this is a matter where if I'd been in this situation, I would have called the regional manager at Starbucks and said, hey, look, here's what happened to me. I go to your stores quite often, and this happened. And he probably would have said, well, Kevin, I'm going to give you a few drinks on me. And that would have been the end of it. But as with everything now, we're in such racial sensitivity based on leftism, because look, Starbucks is in cities where they have to pay 3 times the normal rent than they would pay if they had a place out in the suburbs. And they're also dealing with vagrants and people that want to come in and use these facilities for things that they're not set up for and they don't want to be set up for. So they should be able to dictate their own policies any way that they choose. And Kevin Johnson has done his company and, quite frankly, America and all companies a disservice here.
Kevin, thank you very, very much. Good seeing you.
My pleasure, Neil.
All right.